What's up guys, back in today with another reaction to Berserk, this time with the Master of the Swords chapter 1, and I think we'll probably be starting volume 6 as well today, which will be chapter 2 of this, if this is chapter 1. This might just be the only chapter, so I don't really know, but really excited for this. It'll probably been 2 weeks for you guys since I've reacted to Berserk on the channel. Unfortunately my main channel did get 3 copyright strikes, should be gone hopefully by the time I upload this, at least 2 of them. A bit annoying that I couldn't upload this, but I am actually watching this a week before I do upload, so haven't actually missed out much myself, luckily enough. But again, apologies for you guys. Looking forward to this one though. I've not really got any idea what to expect, but they're starting off with this cool ass artwork. I'm just gonna have to tilt my head. Death will pay you a visit, a death you can never escape. And we did see that scene, didn't we? That was a really awesome well, the last couple of chapters in general were fucking awesome, weren't they? The drawings were ridiculous. The panels were ridiculous. But yeah, we obviously ended off with this scene here, which is he redrew it. Interesting. He actually redrew it entirely. You can tell by like the shading is very different. It's a little bit lighter, isn't it? Still just as good, of course. Obviously on these online versions, it's slightly different because in real life obviously there'd be a bit more of a fold in the page, I imagine, whereas here it's just like a bit of a kind of cut off part, which makes it a little bit hard for me doing the thumbnails, but it is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought about this chapter though down in the comment section anyway. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these, hopefully from now on, every week reactions. I will be changing the dates I do upload, so for now I'll be doing it on Monday and Tuesday, but once the fall season starts I'll be reacting to this on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe. We'll just have to check that out because my schedule has been changing quite a bit. Yeah, so I'll now be reading this on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so not all too different. But let's get right into this one, guys. A death you can never escape. Again, this is going to be a reasonably short chapter, I believe, so we're going to be doing at least 2 today. A death you can never escape. That just looks like a beaten Guts there, doesn't it? Not real any kind of malice or anger really in his face. It just again just looks beaten by this monster. Wyndham Castle. Ooh, there's a Wyndham near me, not spelt like that, but there's a Wyndham in the UK, that's for sure. Royal capital of Midland. Looks like a pretty nice place, doesn't it, to be fair? Does look like a pretty nice place, so that with this kind of pantry stuff going on in the middle here. Not sure it's called a pantry, but in fact it's definitely not called a pantry. Did you hear about the Band of the Hawk? Apologies guys, fucking hell. The soldiers were saying that some giant fell beast appeared in a Tudor stronghold. Just a falsehood. It's to conceal their own blunder. A simple but effective child's trick. Yes, you mean about Griffith's grave injuries in the recent battle? But it seems it was not just 1 or 2 who witnessed it. Besides, there were... I think I read that in the wrong order. But it seems there were not just 1 or 2 who witnessed it. Yes, you mean Griffith's grave injuries? So where does that come in then? Not really sure. Besides, they were eventually successful in subduing the stronghold. Even if he was wounded, you cannot call that a blunder. This will be another step in the successive rise of his merit. Ugh, so vexing. Is that the kid who dies dad in this version? Or is this just some random fucking loser? Oh, he looks a little bit like Stevie Wonder with that moustache. Strangely, is Stevie Wonder English? Probably, but yeah, this guy does look quite English, quite old school English. So does this guy actually as well. Looks like an old English old man. See, I think I'm mostly English, but I don't think I look too English just because I've got a bit of other stuff in my in me as well, I think. I used to always get called Mexican, funnily enough, during school and stuff. I used to hate being called it. I don't know why, but because I had a moustache when I was really young. That is the captain of the Hawks Raiders. Oh, clear your way, you churl. The last battle was quite a calamity. A beast appearing on the battlefield, eh? Did you receive those wounds at the hand of said beast? Yeah, we did. Not many humans would be able to do this to Guts with it, would they? Perhaps in the darkness you mistook you mistook some mutt for a monster. Look at this guy's fucking face. Again, I've seen many people look like that. Oh shit, we're crutching him. We're crutching his toe. Oh! It almost looks a bit like a jester with that. It looks like he's got a skirt on. How dare you! Oh! Sorry, the pains made me dizzy. You bastard! Face my sword! Yeah, that's a face that ain't taking no shit from you, man. Guy's just got a funny face, hasn't he? Again, you get quite a few people like that in the UK. Just funny faces. I used to be that guy. Again, I used to have the moustache. People used to call me McLovin because I used to look like McLovin. And then, funny enough, again, when I shaved and kind of took my care of myself a little bit, all kind of turned around, funny enough. But then that's when I realised that people are very fickle. People are very fickle indeed. Scary. Guts. What are you all doing here? Should you be walking yet? Grumpy Casca. Grumpy Casca. Grumpy Casca is so cute, isn't she? Almost a bit like a tsundere, but not. It's your fault. I say not, but it is quite a bit like a tsundere in a way. A medieval tsundere. Don't worry about it. Everyone knows that it wasn't your fault. Casca got as worked up as the rest of us, and she blurted that out. Don't sweat it. I will say Jadal really doesn't look that English, though. He's got a big gap in between his eyes, hasn't he? Not really sure where that's kind of what's that native of. As we see, Guts very much doesn't, and none of the other characters really do either. So, I kind of wonder what his origins are. We get plenty of people that look different in the Band of Hawk, though, don't we? Plenty of different ethnicities. Fucking what's his name? I forgot his name now. Wow, how could I forget his name? Pippin. Pippin looks very different as well. They all look all the people, all the main guys from the Band of the Hawk look very much from different places. Almost a bit like America, with everyone kind of all these ethnicities mixing together. So what's everyone doing? We're all here to pay a visit to Griffith. But there's a line. All the nobles, of course. Who are they? Oh, officials. Bishops. Dignitaries? Dignitaries? I'm not sure what that is. From the royal court? Dignitaries. That doesn't sound right. The world's as kind as it is cruel, you know. There are statesmen who see Griffith as just an annoying upstart commoner, but there are also some like them who think they can stake a claim on him now. It'll pay off down the road. Well, guess it's only natural. These days, Griffith's all wins and no losses. In fact, he's head of the mightiest armed force in the Midland. No one wins forever, though. No one wins forever. All right. All right, huh? Hey, weren't you listening just now? I was listening. So what? So what? What do you mean, so what? I'm saying you need to wait here until the dignitaries have dignitaries. Apologies, I'm butchering that. Have finished their audience. This Casca not so cute. I'm very pissed. Although it's still cute in a way, isn't it? This guy looks like a statue right here. What difference does it make? It's just dropping. It's just dropping in on a wounded man. Who gives a damn about social status? Guts. I'm going. I'm going out of the way. I'm going out of the way. You shall not pass. Oh shit! Is that a reference to what's it called? Monty Python. You shall not pass. Is that Monty Python or is that that's what's his name as well? I think that might be a Monty Python, but also in I haven't seen these, which might be a bit of blasphemy, but Lord of the Rings. I definitely know it's out there. I've seen that clip, that's for sure. I haven't ever seen any of the movies though. Apologies. Yeah, you shall not pass. Please wait until the dignitaries are finished. Why do they keep saying that so much? Why do they keep saying that word? Just take the guy down with a stick. Wah! Gods! Knave! Right, give me a break. This face here from Jadal. Wow! Must be pretty embarrassing getting beaten by a man who's looking like this, like Guts is right now with these walking sticks. Sorry. Oh boy. That dumbass. Want to come, Rickert? Yo, Griff. Griff. Have you ever seen him called Griff? Oh shit, Casca's coming in for a punch. You want more? Give it a. Yep. Got smacked one by Casca. It's lucky you didn't just instinctively kind of fight, to be honest, isn't it? Plenty of good facial expressions already, haven't we? Look at this one jumping out the page from fucking Caucus. Ah. The hell? You crazy bitch. Oh. Why? Why do you always have to be this way? Why does Griffith bother with a guy like you so much? What's that about? I'm the one who should be crying. That ain't no woman's punch. Hey, Guts. Forget it. I'll just come back. So we're finally getting a little bit more Casca here. I haven't really had too much of her so far, have we? And again, she's probably one of my favourite characters and one of my favourite members of the Band of the Hawk, other than Guts and Griffith. Yeah, she probably. Yeah, I'll take quite comfortably. Yeah, she is. She is one of the characters that gets the most of a look into out of the Band of the Hawk, isn't she? And I've got a bit of a crush on her. Still, I kind of know how Guts feels. Lately, Griffith has been kind of hard to approach, I guess. It's like he's drifted away from us some. As we see him with the nobleman. Okay, so it looks like we're at this scene. This is a pretty memorable scene, I think. This is one where we get a nice little smile from Griffith, I believe. I could be wrong. I think Casca's involved as well, but it could be wrong. Pretty interesting paneling here, isn't it? Kind of cutting up like this. Wonder why that is. Pretty cool, isn't it? Not sure why it's necessary, but as far as anything necessary in art. Interesting, that. Got some practice swings here from Guts. His after image of his arms. Nice. You're satisfied as long as you just get sorry. You're satisfied as long as you just to get to cross swords with the enemy. You don't think about your comrades one bit. You're just a mad dog. Why do you always have to be like this? It's your fault. Man, there's some scary eyes there from Guts, but words do hit hard, as with most women. Most women usually don't really care about their physical abilities and such, just how powerful their words are in most cases, isn't it? And sometimes they can be pretty damn sharply tongued. Just a mad dog. Damn it! What's that bitch's problem? Don't get angry. Griffith, you can swing a sword already? Even though you were wounded so much worse than I? You really are tough. Sorry about yesterday. I heard you came to see me with everyone else. Those officials all think they can gain favour by appearing to care for a wounded man day after day. It's enough to make me sick. But, oh well. It can't be helped. It's absolutely necessary in order to gain status in this kingdom. Nosferatu. Zod. Who'd have thought that a monster that fantastic exists? Fantastic. It felt like I was having a nightmare. Fantastic's an interesting point, an interesting word to use there. But if you look at it a different way, it might be proof that there's some huge something beyond human understanding in this world. For instance, what are called gods or something? Don't you mean devils? Who knows? Aren't they the same thing? By the way, how did I make it out of that? I mean, I passed out partway through. That thing you wear around your neck. For some reason, he flew off when he saw that. Always been a bit of a cheesy one about the gods and devils, but a very true one. Very much up to personal interpretation, isn't it? Bit of surprise on Griffith's face here. The Baelit. The Behelit. Good to have that. If you can be said, sometimes there's some strange English in this. Some old English, not really strange, but it is strange. But some old, I'm not sure if it's doing it by purpose, but sometimes some English in here, like this, they used to speak in quite a manner in where it's too much, if you know what I'm saying. They emphasize things too much. Like, if you can be said to be a true friend of this man, or you could just say, if you were a true friend of this man. But they've added, if you can be said to be. They do that a lot in Old English. They add a lot of pointless English, which is why it's kind of evolved today into almost easy English in a way. It's abbreviated English almost. Still the language, but again, just things are easier to say. They used to speak a very funny way. I'm not sure again if that's just the person who's subbing this, or if this is actually intended though. Zod knew what that thing was. If you can be said to be a true friend of this man, then take heed. When his ambition collapses, death will pay you a visit, a death you can never escape. Is it actually Death though? That's the thing. Death does pay him a visit, and he never really truly escapes it. From what I've seen, anyway, he never really truly escapes it. But can it be said to be Death if it doesn't ever kill him? That's a counterpoint to you there, Mr. Zod. Maybe it's just the figure of Death that he can never escape, and not Death itself. Looks like this thing looks like this thing even protects against evil spirits. I'll have to go thank the old gypsy woman. Yeah, that's a kind of part of my background as well. As much as it gets kind of hated on and such. I think I am part kind of gypsy. I think in Romany or something like that, which is again why I look slightly different from a normal kind of English person. A little bit darker, a little bit different colour skin, only slightly though. Could very much pass for just an English boy, I imagine. But yeah, I think I've got part of that in me, which I can't remember where that originates from. I think it's like India or something. And I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's another one I owe you. Why is it? 3 years ago, you said I can't lose such an excellent soldier. But to put your life on the line for just one soldier. That's a hot-headed thing for a calm, composed guy like you to do. So why? My, a discussion from 3 years ago. You sure can be picky. There's no reason. At all. Do I need one? A reason? Tell me, do I need a reason each time I put myself in harm's way? For your sake. Oh, that's the end, is it? Wow. Master of the Sword. End. That's a good place to end that one, isn't it? Do I need one? A reason. See, this is the type of thing. It's quite a cute scene, actually. This is the type of thing you'd be saying to like a lover, for example, wouldn't it be? Like your girlfriend. As cheesy as that would be, it's very much a almost words out of love. Yeah, I always really liked this scene. We didn't get the cute smile, which I was looking for. Maybe I was again misinterpreting which scene it actually was. But yeah, really nice ending here with these two. We'll get straight into the next one, which is what's it called? Volume 6, that's the one. Starting with this fucking cool image. Look at this. This is insane. Colour as well. We always get colour on the volume covers, don't we? But that looks cool as fuck, doesn't it? Full colour like this. Got an empty page. Oh, we're getting to this point, are we? Fucking hell, that came around quickly. I was expecting this to be quite a bit further down the line. Huh. So yeah, we're going to be covering Master of the Sword Chapter 2 in this one. And I think we'll probably end on Master of the Sword Chapter 2. And then we'll probably pick up in the next upload with these Assassin chapters. Which I think I can remember what happens in those, unfortunately. Again, I didn't expect all this to happen so quickly, to be honest. Tell me, do I need a reason each time I put myself in harm's way for your sake? So the scene is going to be carrying on here, I believe. Maybe we will get that smile. No, I just... Why, it's the White Hawk. Have your injuries healed? Maybe not. But look at the seriousness in Griffith's face right there. Absolute certainty and seriousness. Whereas with Guts, very much doesn't look like his normal self, does it? It looks like he's like kind of questioning, kind of a face that doesn't know any better, that doesn't know this, that doesn't know kind of unconditional love, which could be what it is. Again, unconditional love does fit this pretty well, doesn't it? Personally, goes with what I've said before, but again, could be wrong about that. It's never actually fully kind of put out there that these guys are in love with each other or anything, or Griffith fully loves Guts or anything, but I can see that being implied, that's for sure. Yeah, here's the no, that's the guy I was talking about. So there wasn't him earlier. There's a couple guards. Why, Your Majesty? Hey, Guts, you there? You are before the king. How dare you? No matter. Raise your heads. I was simply on a stroll. But sire, you got a fucking problem. It's always the guys that point. The castle is teeming with agitation from all the successive battles and war councils. There is not even a moment's rest to be had. Let me introduce you. This is my younger brother, Count Julius. He is the general of the White Dragons and the second in succession to the throne of Midland. I didn't actually know that. Do they mention that in the movie and the anime? I'm not sure they do. I never knew this guy was the king's brother, or second in place to the throne either. Not really the most important details ever, are they? So I can imagine why they'd leave them out if they did, but maybe that's just me forgetting, to be honest. I'm Griffith. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Incidentally, Sir Griffith, the battlefield exploits of your band of the Hawk are always most impressive. My gracious thanks. When I see the daring valour with which you all fight, it makes even this old man's blood seem to boil. Boil? I guess that's a good thing in this context. Usually, when you hear that, it's a bad thing, isn't it? I recall it's old English. I recall when of old my subjects and I would run about the battlefield. Alas, when I was young. Sire, speaking that way with a mere troop commander? Come, there is no wrong in it. It is true that there are statesmen who do not think favourably of such people. They say that the influence of those of the common origin will reflect poorly on the army's prestige. But prestige, status, and the like do not win battles. Nor do they feed the people. These are troubled times. This is a smart king, really, isn't it? This is a smart king. A lot of people in positions like this do get just kind of taught from a very early age that stuff like prestige, status and such are the most important factors, and can very well be kind of crappy rulers, as we see later on with one of the rulers. But again, this guy just knows what he needs to do. Was that a little turtle? No, I think that's just the top of his hat. I was going to say, is that a little turtle up there? I anticipate that rather than noble generals who are bound to old customs, it is common draftees such as yourself, not taken in by status, who will help from the cornerstone of this kingdom. For your sincere words of thanks, I am most grateful. Oh, there she is. Looking out there from the back. Who might that lady be? Huh? My daughter, Charlotte. She is shy. She claims to dislike stern soldiers and seldom does she venture outside of the palace. I think that means she hardly ventures outside the palace. Again, some of these old English words are fucking just bad. That's why we don't use them anymore. Charlotte. Just as you see, perhaps because she is thy only daughter, I sport her to some degree. Excuse her, Lord Griffith. Come, let us go, Charlotte. She trips on a brick while walking past. Yeah. Nice catch. Oh god. No, we're gonna have to watch this for a third time now, unfortunately. Probably in even more detail. It was detailed in the anime. It was even more detailed in the movie, and it's probably going to be even more detailed in the manga, isn't it? This horrible scene with Griffith and Charlotte. Your pardon. Please be careful. He gets bitch slapped. How dare you touch the princess, you bastard! Hey, pal. This guy's face, man, always just pure angry, looking like a zombie. Looking like an absolute zombie. Oh, there's a smile. That wasn't where I was expecting this, but please pardon my rudeness. Your lordship, General Julius. It's almost a bit of a sinister smile, this, isn't it? Fucking hell. I was expecting a wholesome smile earlier on, but we're actually getting a quite creepy smile later on. Interesting. I don't remember him looking like this during this scene. But again, that's quite scary. It's almost like the kind of face he makes to that little man who was plotting with Julius a little bit later on, who again they were plotting to take down Griffith. Almost a similar type of face as them. Quite scary, isn't it? Almost looks a bit like a reptile, a kind of snake, which is quite fitting, of course. In a way. You could say he betrayed the man, the hawk. You could say he just done what he's always done and it's not a betrayal. Quite interesting how many different perspectives you can see it from. What are you doing? Nothing at all, father. Now, let us go, princess. Let's have a little moment between the two. Guts a little smile there. Oh, but did you hear? They say that thanks to his merit in his last battle, Lord Griffith could be made a count. I did hear that. He is just superb. Even prettier than me. And I'm a woman. How frustrating. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. It does look a little goofy in this shot here. Not only that, he's a leader of the strongest military group in the kingdom and the best swordsman. It's just too much. Yes, that is. He's so elegant and dignified, it's hard to believe he's a commoner like us. And he's so much more refined than those awkward aristocrats. On that note, the officers in the castle are all boorish and rude. It's disgusting. The other officers are pitiful compared to Lord Griffith. Oh yes, right. Hey, you maidservants, what are you chattering about? There you go. Chirping sparrows. You know, their hats almost do look a bit sparrow-like. Oh, here he is. Here's the old geezer. What is that hat? Fucking hell. It's like a cake. This hat looks like a cake. Such a loud shout will resound through our entire castle. Minister Foss, you seem most disturbed, Lord Julius. Something concerning you? It's nothing. Incidentally, General, did you hear the debate about the King's Guard for the upcoming autumn hunt? It's customary that that be left each year to the White Dragon Knights. But what? I hear it was determined by the King's command that this year it will be the Band of the Hawk. What? Nani? That can't be. The autumn hunt is an important event for the King to foster goodwill among his lords. Guarding his majesty should be an honourable duty to be permitted only to fall upon the white dragons who have always been part of the regular army. To think that, until yesterday, the band of robbers could be promoted, and then... What could his majesty be thinking? Are you certain? This is... Wait, what? This is permissible? Oh, there we go. I was like, what the hell is that word? Sometimes it takes me a little off guard with these words being kind of one up, one down. I know it has to be that way, though, of course. You can't fit everything in these speech bubbles, can you? That is another interesting point, though. With these speech bubbles, are these speech bubbles... Do they have to be this size, if you know what I'm saying? Like, for the people who subtitle this, are they the same subtitle size as they'd be in Japanese, and then they put the English in the same size? Because in most cases, Japanese, you can use Japanese and it would be a shorter sentence, but say the same thing in English. In most cases, sometimes that isn't the case. Sometimes something in English is said a lot longer in Japanese, but do they have to kind of fit the English into the bubble? I imagine that's what happens. A little bit like with dubbing, they have to kind of fit English words that fit what the characters say in how they're kind of moving the mouth. I always found that a bit annoying with dubbed. I don't really watch dub at all nowadays, but when I was a kid, I always found that it was just most of the time, especially with Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, it would just be like scenes of a character just moving his mouth like this, and it would be quite boring just to watch a character just kind of talk and it not even look like it's really coming out of his mouth. Another reason why sub is usually better. What? It seems the glory of the White Dragon Knights, formerly admired as our kingdom's mightiest, has faded due to the recent activities of the Band of the Hawk. One wonders if the name of the courageous General Julius will end up being erased by that of Griffith. How? How dare you? Dude's looking like a beast here, isn't he? A wild beast. A boar. He has had quite the expression so far, hasn't he, this guy? It is fucking hell. It is a rumour? This fucking old English. It is a rumour. Whereas that would just be, it's a rumour. Or it is. A rumour told by many. However, one cannot scorn his ability on the battlefield. That of the Band of the Hawk is ever victorious is an indisputable fact. He is surely a godsend in our time of conflict. The fighting shows no sign of ending soon. In such case, he will continue to distinguish himself militarily. I think I said that right. Furthermore, the way... Never a word I've said before, I don't think. Militarily. Furthermore, the way he has integrated himself, His Majesty seems to have placed a terribly high value on the boy. It's a cool shot there, isn't it? Not gonna lie, we haven't had too much in terms of artwork these chapters, have we? We've had a couple really nice shots with the facial expressions, that's for sure, but obviously with no battles or anything involved, it's always going to be a little bit calmer in that aspect, isn't it? But again, the facial expressions are really sick. If we aren't careful, Griffith might even reach the level of general. Ridiculous! I won't accept it. Another one here. Almost like pimple hair. Which is again quite fitting for this moment in time, isn't it? You can imagine him getting all pimply with worry and stress. That's the time I always get pimples anyway. I'm usually alright with it, even when my sleeping pattern's bad. My sleeping pattern's bad right now. And sometimes that kind of sets off a little bit, but mostly what sets it off is stress and anger. I've never even heard of a common born general. That boy, a general like me? You mean that humble commoner will speak to me on the same level? Such a possibility does exist, it is said. Never. I swear I'll never accept it. However, speaking of customary events, hunting is an inherently dangerous thing. One never knows what kind of beasts may be concealed in the forest and thickets. Thickets? I've never heard of that either. Thickets. Say what? It sounds like a very English word though. Thickets. A bit like Rickert. Thickets. At times, an unexpectedly dangerous beast may lie in hiding. What do you mean to say? Or perhaps a stray arrow meant to strike prey could at some point fly wildly. A stray arrow well covered in poison. And he's finally understanding. You couldn't possibly. Why is he so surprised at this? You think he'd be a bit happier. Maybe it's against the way he was brought up as a general and a nobleman. A stray arrow, general. And here he goes. He's accepted it now. Ha ha ha. Hee. A stray arrow, eh? Interesting. Is it interesting? It's not really, is it? It's one stray arrow. Not really the most exciting way to assassinate someone, is it? Oh, so I was actually wrong. The assassination in the next chapter is actually not the assassination I was thinking of. Again, I was thinking, wow, that really did come fast. But yeah, wrong assassination. A fitting way for a commoner to die. Well, I guess so, yeah. But it wouldn't be interesting if that was the case. So you kind of contradicted yourself right there. Mr. I don't know his name. King's brother. And you know what? This guy almost looks like a Behelit himself, doesn't he? Face like this. Behelit. His Guts is just staring up at the night sky with his sword. That's a sick drawing there, isn't it? Tell me, do I need a reason each time I put myself in harm's way for your sake? For your sake, huh? At one time, it was this same sort of glaringly bright full moon. I don't know if this is the answer I was searching for or not. But for now, I'll wield my sword. For his sake. Hey, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for it to say, for you. Or something like that, but for his sake. That's another cute way of ending. Almost exactly kind of ends the same way as the last chapter, but obviously this time from Guts' point of view and kind of reciprocating those feelings. Awesome. Oh, we got a nice little ending. Oh, maybe not so nice. But yeah, that was a really awesome end there, wasn't it? And Guts having this kind of reflection on what his conversation with Griffith was about here. And seeing them both kind of endear each other in a way and kind of accept each other and going to be working hard for each other, putting our lives on the line for each other. It's just a nice reciprocation of feelings, isn't it, in a way? Again, maybe in the homosexual way, perhaps. Maybe just in a way of comrades. Again, it's very up for debate, isn't it? But either way, both are very accepting to each other's feelings on this, aren't they? So awesome way to end there. Again, not too much in terms of action and kind of amazing kind of panel work in these chapters. Again, it's always clean as fuck, isn't it? Let's be honest. There's never anything bad about the panels or anything. But again, there's not really anything like we had with the Zod stuff to kind of majorly stand out. But again, there were some very good facial expressions, that's for sure. But mostly what I take away from these chapters is, again, the relationship building between Casca and Guts, which we got a little bit more of today, Casca especially. But most of all, Guts and Griffith, of course. Seeing those two kind of put their feelings on the line a little bit. Having this kind of plot of assassination kind of brought up towards the end here. But yeah, some pretty standard chapters in terms of the story. Again, what I take most of is the character developments, but really looking forward to the next few chapters. I think they said that we're going to be doing the assassination stuff, so we're going to be on that hunting trip, I imagine, for the next 4 chapters, and then seeing Griffith get targeted by the poison arrows should be interesting. We had a really nice face from Griffith earlier on in this chapter, didn't we? Which I wasn't expecting. This one here, I was not expecting this, but again, this kind of goes with his scary face he made later on in the anime, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about these chapters down in the comment section. Again, not my favourite chapters, but of course they're just kind of almost setup chapters in a way for what's to come, and just kind of character developing chapters. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about these ones down in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy the video, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these reactions. Again, I'm a bit confusing as when I'm uploading this as to myself, let alone you guys. So I think I'm going to be uploading this on Monday, so I should be back tomorrow in that case with the start of the chapters of assassination. So hopefully you can join me then, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.